6:33 on Yarna FM, and from midfield maestro to the men dishing out the instructions on the sidelines, tonight the Sunday Soccer Show sits down with a legend of South African football. He has won the Bafana Bafana jersey, lifted trophies at the club level, and he's now shaping the future at Matebele FC in the FNB Premiership. Reneilwe Letsholonyane joins us to talk about life after playing, the lessons of leadership, and his journey into Botswana football. You can join the chat through our WhatsApp line if there's something that you want to add to the conversation.
Touch it off. WhatsApp or call +267 391 1066. Yarna FM.
WhatsApp e tla ka puso e tla bela ha se rona re thamile WhatsApp ona le ba e dira me go le bona go mo ke ro.
Good evening, Yeye. How are you feeling today, my king?
Yeah, so good evening to you as a host and a whole lot of you.
Yeah.
I feel intimidated.
Don't worry. We're very friendly people. Plus, me and you have had conversations about football before.
Yeah, we have that place.
It's gonna be more or less the same as the conversations we have at that place.
No, okay, no.
How did you get the nickname Yeye?
Sure. I know, all I know is Soweto, in a township called White City. I used to play football, and then all I remember it is one of the older guys, Hans Retsameka Molo Sigunyana, go strating, and then Kenze Kiba Trabulanyana, and I got that name. Unfortunately, I don't know what it means. I don't know what it
You never asked.
I never asked. And then, obviously, growing up, I'm being called by that. And then, turning professional, then my name is a bit tricky. My surname is even worse. And I was like, yes, no, stop butchering my name. My name is Yeye. So now it has become my second name.
Reneilwe Letsholonyane sounds more like Setswana. Where are you from?
Sure. Soweto.
Nobody's from Soweto. You were from somewhere before you went to Soweto.
Now I was born, bred, but I'd go Soweto. My parents, which is my grandparents from my father's side, Matako Northwest, there's a place called Kwamokopa. They were born and raised there. They moved to Soweto. That's where my dad was born at Kaganari, obviously with my mother, and then as kids we were born, raised, and but at Soweto. But originally my grandparents Go Northwest.
Okay, makes sense now. Now you were known for your composure and vision on the pitch. How did these qualities translate into your coaching philosophy?
I think it helps me a lot to then stay calm even in situations or in moments where I can where I need to send an information, but in a very harsher way, but because of the person that I am and the calmness that is in me, it also allows the player to understand whatever. If there's one moment that I shout, they know it must have been a very big mess. But me, most of the time I try to stay calm and then allow them to make mistakes and fix those mistakes. That's how I feel or think that they will learn and then get better.
So what was the toughest adjustment moving from being one of the boys to now being the authority figure in the locker room?
It's understanding one, when we were players then, the coach, now the tables have turned. The same behavior, the same mistakes, whatever, are still happening.
You're getting a taste of your own medicine.
Most definitely. and now I get to understand how the coaches behaved in certain moments. They were trying to shape us, to save time for us, because years later now I feel had I've done the Lotseding right then, I would probably have retired ka 38 years but being far ka football as a player, I still feel gore we don't reach our full potential as football players, especially in Africa, all because of things that has nothing to do with football. And we are being told about those things, we are being warned about those things, we are being coached properly, but we have a resistance of some sort, and that comes from especially it won't happen to me up until and then like they did warn me about it. So those things for me a wake up call now as a coach to say I was once told about certain things, they happened in my journey as a footballer, but now can I try and help these younger ones to avoid making the same mistakes over and over, and then the cycle so for me, being a coach, transitioning from that space and then realizing as a footballer, it is me trying to break that chain to say now let's try a new cycle of footballers that know better, that understands better, and that does things better.
Maybe out of interest, can you mention those things that you felt if you could have done them better, you could have been a better player and a better person?
I think I wrote some piece on my Instagram story 2 days ago. I usually write a random thoughts, something. It's something that I do, right? I wrote about, as a footballer, one, I never used to like gym. Gym was one of those things where when you tell me about gym, like or whatever that you want.
You're wasting my
now
time.
I'm a football person on the field. And I did not understand the importance of gym to make me better, right? And if I wanted, or rather I wanted to go to Europe, as a good player that I was, the shortcomings that maybe stopped me or prevented me going overseas. And physically I've always been this small, skinny, whatever. So chances of me going to Europe were even lesser at that time, because the profile go Europe, it has the 100 and what meters, and I was
to be physical.
I was none of that. So I believed more in my talent, in my skill, and in the capacity, obviously, energy on it. And then I get to play people like Bo Parker, Bo Morgan, and Bo Kaka, who went overseas. They experienced that life. They came to Chiefs, and then they started living that life. So to some of us, then we started then thinking, oh, coach, over this thing, there's a part of football more football that it is playing, and as a player, it is important to do it. So and then slowly I got used to it, and then I joined that. One, I had less injuries after that. Two, as I said, I retired at 38. So the longevity of it, I played from 32 when people were starting to say, every interview literally that I was doing is, when are you retiring? From 32 years. So from that up until I decided to retire at 38, but then gym was part of my routine, whether it's the team program or it was part of me. So it's one of those things.
In scouting, yes, as we just mentioned it, they talk of attitude, attitude towards your environment, attitude towards your immediate people, your teammates, your coaches, and everyone. And you look at Gold, you look at Gaga, people call them the home, or these guys are not good players. Boy, you couldn't make it. Talk about that and how important is an attitude towards all those facets that I mentioned.
Maybe I will address that. Kitli say more as a coach right now, right? I usually have light conversations, and I don't call it coaching, because maybe coaching yaba trick and then babe tense and they don't get information. So I have random and easy conversations with them. So I usually say, Luna, Lona la makatsa. You are watching TV or you're watching soccer, and then you are saying so and so I'm better than him, I'm kikhomu, and that's the language that we speak in football. But the khomu tseo are the ones that become successful. The reason it's not that you cannot do it. It is because one, the talented ones think they are the best thing that has ever happened to football. Two, they think they don't have to put an effort for them to get to the next level because banally on, right? So I don't need to train harder to do something. And then we call them dikgomo. They know they are limited. They accept it. So what do they need? They need to work hard to compensate for not having the talent, not having the skill. And the one thing that is major that makes them different to the talented one, it is they are coachable. They listen. They do exactly what the coach says. The coach says, stand there, turn right, do 1, 2, 3. He'll try it. That is he going to fail sometimes in doing it? For sure. But he's going to try what the coach has said. So for me as a coach, that's a player that I want to work with. Because of we train for a reason. We train so that we understand each other, we understand each other's movement, we understand that your capability as an individual in a midfield. We train to be in sync when we do certain things. So when I, as a talented one, you like to do things off the cuff. When we have the ball, we don't know how to support you. We don't know where to run. We don't know which spaces to cover. And even most important, when you lose it, because definitely 8 out of 10 you are going to lose it because it's a fella. When you lose it, we don't know how to cover you, how to help you in regaining possession. Then we end up conceding a goal because everyone is now, what are we going to do? Okay, let's wait for him to do something special. And 8 out of times it does not happen. Then what do? We react to what you are doing, and that's not what should happen as a team sport.
It's 6:45 on Yarona FM, and today on the hot seat we're hosting Reneilwe Letsholonyane to talk about life after playing now as a coach at Matebele FC in the FNB Premiership. Now, on the South African national team experience here, representing Bafana Bafana is a dream for many in South Africa. Many, but very few make it. What did wearing that jersey teach you about discipline and responsibility?
It's, as you mentioned, Corey, it's every footballer's dream. I think so. If you don't have a dream of representing your country, then it is not your space to be at. I had 3 dreams or things that I wanted to achieve as a youngster that has not turned professional. One was to turn professional. 2, to play for Kaizer Chiefs. 3, to play for Bafana, or the 4th one was to play in the World Cup. That was before I even knew those things are possible. But also they were not organized in my head. They were not things that I wrote them down or anything. It's things that I wanted to happen, and then I went on to go with life as a soccer player.
Yeah, just go with the flow.
But I realized the first time I then signed with Jomo Cosmos, and then I realized, I've been working towards this, and now it is happening. And then I remember when I signed with Cosmos, I then told my then agent to say, we are signing 2 years, and after 2 years I'm leaving. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's going to happen, but for me I know after 2 years I'm going somewhere, and a better space than obviously more Cosmos. And then for sure I played 2 years down the line, contract ended, get an option to renew. I'm like, nope, I don't have a lot of offers at that time. 2 weeks down the line, and then people started coming in, your Vets, your Bloemfontein Celtics, or whatever, and then I would lean towards Vets because of it's around at home. I don't want to go out of the province. And then I remember as I was about to sign, then a call Coach Yeye again. And then without any hesitations, then I like, agent, let's meet so natural. Agent tries to convince me. It's like, nope, you can go and talk to those people. Now I'm going there. And then and I'm not going out, get a sign. Get there, sign. That the move for me was, I knew I have a better chance of playing for my national team, Hakiloko Chiefs, than go Cosmos. Because I played well. I played in 2 seasons, I played 85% to 90% of the games, and played well. But my first game after Go Chiefs, then I get a national team call up. Then another dream has been reached. I take. But wearing that jersey to represent your country, it's one of the best feeling that a footballer can have. Because you represent, you like a president at that time. You represent the whole country, whether they like football or not. Represent, and it is over now. Your team representation now, it's the country. So that means the pressure is more, the energy must be more, and hunger must be more, and then being a patriotic footballer for your country then must also grow into, if not say aware. So I've always said, I would represent my country anyhow, any day that I get an opportunity, I will do that, except Kabusol.
Have you have you ever swapped jerseys with a famous player? You know, a moment that you look back at and say, you know what, I'm glad I got that opportunity, because what a player.
Yeah, I have Anelka got an opportunity during the World Cup. I have Jesse, and he was, funny enough, he was one of those players that I liked. I don't know how. I was a midfielder, but I liked the striker. And because of, would play go starting, and I would call myself Anelka. And I would dribble people and then score. Kadi one ball. But that's obviously being a kid, and growing up, then I understood there's certain people that you should shape up your football career around. Yes, you should like there's other people, but I mean, I can't be focusing on
all of them,
on Bo Anelka when I don't even have the qualities so high. And so yeah, that's him.
So how did working under different coaches at the national team level shape your own approach to managing players? Because I believe you can borrow from that coach, that one, and this one.
Yeah, most definitely. I think it helped me a lot, because there's coaches that taught me what not to do, and there's ones that I feel they taught me things that helped me to be the person that I am, not even the player that I am, the person that I am now. Now he's a coach. So I picked up bits and pieces, and also as a coach who then worked with under 17 year national team, under 20 national team, and Bafana. Then you're working with senior coaches as well. You pick up other things now at the level you're coaching now, and the ones that I picked up as a player combined with the ones a coach, they help to shape how I want football to be played, or how I want my team to play.
Talking about those two, in terms of what the coach, it speaks to what you can do and speaks to what you can do, which one is the best form of coaching when you coach your players?
They are the best, both of them, because you must understand for the certain things that you cannot do for a player to develop. So what not to do, it is counteracting on the things that a player should do to improve as quick as possible, because we tend to, especially go more professional setup, we think we have time, but we don't have time. You will play 5 games, lose 3, win 1, draw 1, and then you are fired. when you said, I have time. So when in your head you have time, but you don't have time, that's the thing. So you must try as quick as possible to do things that will help players to improve, get better, play better while getting the results. Because me, I believe in an attractive football. I don't believe in there's maybe some power
Football.
football and I don't believe that's me and getting an experience here, how when you play well, what happens as a player, the feeling that you get. So I'm sharing, I want them to have a feeling. I want them to have the same feeling, to say, even if I lose the game, I must be upset and disappointed. But you must know for sure, Jorge, I did everything. I enjoyed that space. And the enjoyment, because we take it wrong sometimes to say enjoyment, it is only when we have the ball. No. When you enjoy what you do, is you enjoy defending, you enjoy working hard, you enjoy tackling, you enjoy having the ball longer, you enjoy pressing. So you enjoy all those moments that game during that time.
654 on Yarona FM. Ujwanda kumabule.
Mabule, the music you love.
Love sport more than you love your team. And today we're having a chat with Reneilwe Letsholonyane, aka Yeye, who's the head coach out at Matebele FC. We got to learn a little bit about where he's from, how he got into football, and his experience with the Premier Soccer League as well as the South African national team. We'll now bring it home to Matebele FC. First things first, Yeye. How did you end up at Matebele FC?
It's a longer story, but to cut it short, for the past 3 years, June we come this side for Clash of Legends, right? And then 2 years ago there was a conversation about Muchuri and at some point it was even written that I'm coming to Muchuri, Center Chiefs and whatnot. But there was a conversation then, and then obviously things happened, more life thing. But the last Clash of Legends last year, that's when the conversation Matebele came in, and then we started talking for more and exploring the idea, obviously. And from June up until around, because the conversation now was I must start pre-season, but around July then Chen happens, and then I was like, no, do I go, then it's like, no, I want to do the Chen qualifiers. I do Chen qualifiers, and then the second week Kosafa comes, August, and then like, no, I'm going Kosafa, I do Kosafa. As soon as Kosafa is finished, then Chen tournament comes up. But I'm busy, obviously, communicating with Matebele also about the developments and whatnot. And then eventually I was like, no, listen, we have agreed in principle, start. And then I send the program of the pre-season and whatnot, and then I'm going to Chen, and once the tournament is done, then I'll come over. And then that's, the rest is history.
Since joining Matebele FC, what has surprised you the most about Botswana's football culture?
Surprise? I don't think it's a surprise, because now almost in a year, for the past 4 or 5 years, I come to Botswana at least three times before the Clash of Legends. So I come to Botswana, and then I watch a lot of football. I did my A license go joining, so I know, I have an idea, obviously, of a player Botswana from a development phase, right? So my maybe let me say the challenge football Botswana in general, it's the development side of things, because it's not, we are not investing a lot in the development. So when you go professional side, as coaches, you assume a player should be at a certain level. It's an assumption because of the level. Ke professional player Mutako. So he needs to be understanding 1, 2, 3, 4. But you get there, you then realize it was an assumption. The players banally the challenges that were supposed to be covered long time ago, but the player missed about 15 years of development. So now to speed up the process at the higher level, while you still need to get the results, it's a challenge. But it's a challenge that is there. I face you can nothing. Botswana, even the coaches back around Botswana, they face the same problems, and we said we are coaches. We said that we are coaches, and coaches must coach. That's my belief. It does not matter how bad a player is when you done or when you fired on, when you decide to leave. Few of them you must leave few of them really a better players than when you came in.
Still on that point, I think we just discussed a bit about the talent the side and also the mentality of the players. How are you finding it so far? I think looking at the time that you have spent here now.
Talent is there. A raw talent is not, it is not enough to compete at that level. It takes me back to when I say raw talent, it takes me back to a player that wants to do things, say no without on the field. He does not play with the team, right? So we have a lot of that more Botswana. And it becomes then difficult to try and shape up that talent, to say this is when and how to use that talent, because now they take it as if waba limiter, and you don't want them to use their natural talent or whatever that they are called. It is called. So coaching them and wanting them to be better, wanting them to improve, in the beginning it becomes a challenge, because also they are not used to that. They are not used to being stopped. Now what and then go playing wrong or in the midfield, and where there's too many players and then I lose a ball. He's not used to be stopped and being corrected at that time. Because he was a star player, right? So whether he loses the ball or not, which area, it did not matter. So now at this level, you are being stopped and being corrected. And now the correction it's more on a simpler way. It's not a complicated, you must dribble, take players or so that is obviously what I've learned, and challenging, yes, it is challenging, but it's doable.
All right. Yeah, from an aspiring young coach, I want to understand, you sound like a man manager more than a tactician. But then again, you are a former midfielder. Of course, the tactical aspect will always come in. I want to understand how you balance that. How do you find the balance to be the coach that they can trust and be a big brother to, and also the tactical mastermind that has to find ways to win games?
Firstly, you're dealing with a human being first. So now I tap into a human being. A human being says he cares about me. He cares about my livelihood outside this professional setup. He wants me to be better. And then on the field, now we are saying, now the tactical aspect of things must happen. It's non-negotiable here. But Hako shouter, it's not personal. I'm shouting because I want you to be better. This. Because this will change your life, will change your family's life. But this is determined by the human being first, to be right mentally, physically, and otherwise. So for me, the balance, it's easy. Like I said earlier, I don't need to talk tactics every day, every time with them. sometimes I talk jokingly about things. I go to the level, yeah, let's chat. If you are free enough, let's chat about your girlfriend. Let's chat about how much do you drink. So that now we are saying, for example, if you on 6 bottles of beer, and then I'll tell you to say, as an athlete, an elite athlete, you are not supposed to be doing that, because of when you are underperforming, it affects you. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not Akipapahao, right? But I'm your coach, and I'm a person that cares about your development. First, as a human being, take care of your body, because that your body is your office. And when you are not performing because of Bojwala, then I'm not going to play you. And when you are not played, as a fella, you are out. That's that. That's how I find balance.
It's 7:04 on Yarna FM. Today on the hot seat, we're hosting Reneilwe Letsholonyane. We're having a chat now about Matebele FC. Now, your team has shown glimpses of brilliance here and there, but it's never it's never consistent enough to say these guys can challenge for something. What do you think is the one thing that if they tapped into, they would challenge for a good position in the FNB Premiership, or even a good run in the Orange FA Cup?
I think at the moment, for challenging for the league, it's far-fetched. It's too far. It's too far for us. And the reason is we are in a building phase, right? And building for the future. Hopefully in the next 2-3 seasons, not a lot of changes will happen in the team, whether I'm there or not, right?
Wait. Wait, whether you are there or not,
Yeah.
are you planning to leave at the end of the season? No, but you just threw that in there.
No.
How long is your contract?
No.
How long is your contract?
No, listen. I think I mentioned more footballing, you don't have time that we are saying we have.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is my responsibility when I came here, what is one, to create a space, a foundation where in a longer period it will be a foundational club. The past 2 seasons, the team has been chop and changing. Every season they chase 18 players, and then they bring another, they start afresh. So now it is for me to say, I don't want next season to I'm here. I keep at next season to say I must start afresh again. Because next season I must now say I'm challenging for top 5. I'm fighting with the top people there. So it is that more at the moment.
So what did you bring from home during the December break? Because you played 8 games since the December break, 4 draws, 3 wins and 1 loss. You went to Soa, you won. You went to Morupule, you won. And all your games now, you haven't been conceding much. Only the game, I think, against BDF, there were 3 goals in that game. Most of the games has been 2 goals or 1 goal. So what happened? What changed?
Nothing really. It's training and repetition. So we did never show, like as you said, never show the claims of being a good team, right? But we were not good. We were just an ordinary team that plays well when they feel like it. And then we then come back January. We get an opportunity. For me, that was an opportunity to have the group for 2 weeks training. Nothing happened. Nothing, because I did not have a pre-season. Now it's my mini pre-season. Now to start drilling and without any pressure, the game. And fortunately then the game was moved far forward, right? So now in my schedule I can only 3 weeks to try and drill things, and then in a week and a half then I'm told Soa comes back. Then again you need to speed up the process, but I'm comfortable then because of we have done a lot of things, especially in defense where we were conceding a lot of goals. So now I'm comfortable in that. Now the understanding it's somehow there. and then you have a first game, so those are competing for the league, and the last game I watched, Yabona, in December, they played Rollers. Yes, they were,
Come on.
they were on fire, and I remember saying that time, sure, I'm glad that the game, December, they have moved it to January, because at that time, truth be told, I did not have the confidence of facing them at that time because they were on fire. And coming to January, I'm like, no. Everyone was saying we are going to lose the game. Everyone was literally saying we are going to lose the game. And then I said we are not going to lose the game. The worst result we'll get, it's a draw, but we will still win there. And I tell my players every time to say, the longer we don't concede, the better chance for us, because one, we don't score a lot, but we score, right? So we'll definitely score one chance of the 3 or 4 that we create, and obviously if we don't concede, then we win 1-0. Is it a win? Yeah, it's a win. Not a lot of goals. It gives us the most important thing, 3 points. So for us is we prepare well, but we have not stopped. Every week, literally, there's a day that I dedicate to individual training sessions to improve them, specifically in their possessions. Whether I defender, then we individualize the session. When you are the attacker, we do the same.
Yes, still speaking about preparation. In the January transfer window, you lost a couple of players, including 2 of your key players. They went to Nico, but you brought in some players. How did that happen in terms of them gelling with the team now? Speaking of the improvement that you are now seeing with the results and the performances in the team.
Yeah, we sat down ka December before we released the player, obviously with the management, and then there were players that we felt, that I felt personally, they are not putting in weight. Hence we released some of them back to their mother teams, some of them released back to South Africa. 2, 3 at least we sold. 2 go Nico, and then 1 go South Africa, go Siwele. So those are a business, purely business. We as a team like Matebele, a small team, you need financial support, and any opportunity that we get, to get something that will help, that will keep us running, we will take it. Anytime, for as long as I'm a coach and there's an opportunity, for a player to go somewhere, I'll vouch for that. 2, for a team to make 10 pula to keep the team running, I'll take that, because I know we'll get someone, or there's someone in that space already that will take over. Whether he'll struggle sharp because of the level and whatnot, but eventually he'll get it right. And at the time, it's that time where it's mini preseason, we have time to understand each other. I have a bit of knowledge of the individuals that were brought in. Kitso from Chiefs, Gavara from Chiefs, I've seen them. Khanyane, Legend was with Ganasi. I've seen him. So I have an idea of what type of the players that are coming in. But the most important thing is it's their experience besides anything. I knew their experience will then help us in helping these younger ones in games that difficulty and where we need to manage games, where we need an experienced player to command or send a voice that will be heard. And then that's how I knew those players will be important to us.
In many instances, when we talk to coaches here on the show, whether it's from the Premier League or lower divisions, it seems like goal creation is not necessarily a problem in Botswana, but converting is a big issue. Are you seeing those same problems at Matebele FC If so, how are you as the technical team addressing them?
It's a worldwide problem. I think there's only quite few lethal strikers in the world. Reneilwe West in the southern part of Africa. There's very few. So it's not a new challenge. It's a challenge that has been there. I think I got to. I'm at the point where I feel now. It's either you have it or you not to be a top striker. I don't think you must be taught to be a striker.
You are
a
born
finisher.
a striker.
I think you are born to be a finisher. For example, how many Haalands in the world do we have? Right? Haaland does not touch the ball for 20 minutes. One touch he gets, he scores. So he's a scorer by nature. So all I do it is to help what we have. We by training, repetition, keep doing it, and then I'll use this word, hoping that it will part of you and it part of the instinct it's how to do it, and then know when, how to score and whatnot. That's training. That's all what we can do.
Is this to say Southern Africa will always fall short in the continent because you are saying the problem is predominant in Southern Africa, and to win games you have to score?
Most definitely. How many ka the FIFA week, right? FIFA dates, and maybe to bring it closer, there's a 4 Nations tournament later in the month here. Check how many goals are scored per game, and then you will see it's a problem. Whether you call the local players or you call even players Badlalang or Europe and whatnot, it's still a problem. So we will always fall short. We'll always say we are improving, we are playing well, we are doing what against Nigeria, but we fall short. All we fall because of because we are talented, we are skillful, we are agile, mover, we'll create a lot of chances. But we'll always say we have created a lot of chances, but we did not convert. And then, for example, Nigeria or England will get 2 chances and then they'll score 1 or they'll score both, even with the lowest performance that they've shown that day. So that will always be our issue. Go South Africa. If I can remember correctly, at international level, we retain a person that scores for fun.
That's a long time
That's a long time ago. And he still holds the record of being a top goal scorer all time for the national team. So you had Boshon Bartlett, Mamang, yeah, they were scoring sharp. But Benny McCarthy was one of those players that in a match he can score 3 goals in a match. How many of those players do we have now? The entire league.
So looking back at the football you played in the PSL, who do you think was the best striker that you played alongside? Are you guys still friends? Maybe you can call him this side to have a session with the boys to show them the ropes. Maybe that could also be one of the factors that helped.
I have quite a few that I can think of, right? Mara, they were not at the level as southern part of Africa needs currently. Letsholonyane Majoro was scoring. Good runs, good attitude, work rate high. When he gets an opportunity, he'll score, right? He top technique, very finisher. When he gets an opportunity, he'll do that. But they were not doing it consistently as it should be, as we should say he's a top striker. Yeah, no, he's a top striker in the continent. So you were a top striker team level. That's not enough for national teams to dominate in the continent.
Yeah, let's look at the midfielders that were competing, especially during around 2008 to 2011. You had Dikhacho, you had Papi Zotwa, you had Teko, you had yourself. How did you find the competition, especially at Bafana Bafana? Because South Africa produced so many good midfielders around that time.
I think that was my stressful time in football at that time. Especially with Kibatla Bapala World Cup and obviously national team. So knowing there's Mekbat Sibaya, there's Steven Pinar, there's Kuboni, there's Teko, there's Lance David, and Kagiso Dikhacho, 4 of those are playing in Europe at that time. And I'm local. I'm not even in the system. If I get called up for the local international friendly games, then I'm a sub, another local player. So stress levels, civility, it's kind of changed after camp go Brazil during the World Cup. Then we go Brazil the only locals, about 30 players. We come back, they train the team to 20 players. So I'm part of that. And then we go to Germany. Now the Germany, then the top dogs are coming. So now stress levels because of little training, you are a reserve. Because A team ki international, B team ki reserve local. So we're not reserve. And now Chaba the numbers you must get 25 players into the World Cup, lead 32, and we're now reserve. Reserve. It was difficult, but I've never shied away from a challenge. Never. Maybe quickly to put that in perspective. When I got to Cosmos, I used to be a skillful player, very dribbling, and I never used to be those ones studying 50-50 and whatnot. I get to Cosmos, first training sessions, 11v11, Innocent Zoom, 50-50, he does not come out, he goes through me. First session. And then at that time I'm like, yo, and then I made a conscious decision to say, going forward is not a problem for me. I can go forward. I have capacity, no matter up and down or not. So I need now to work on my defensive duties. 2 weeks later, same situation comes, same person. He thought I would go out. Went through him. I won the ball. And then he started wanting to, because I was younger then, so he started wanting to fight me. Like, nope, you did this 2 weeks ago. So now
Let's go.
And Jomo is smiling. It's like, okay, I'm on the right track. Ever since I've never looked back. It has, any challenge I go through, I have to win it. And I whatever challenge that I get, I have to win it. I can't take a challenge and lose it.
What a way to wrap up our discussions. From the battles of the midfield in Soweto to the tactical battles of the FNB Premiership, today we were hosting Reneilwe Letsholonyane, who continues to inspire us in Botswana with his personal experience and his tactical vision. Coach, thank you so much for sharing your story with us tonight. May your vision on and off the pitch be as sharp as it was back then, and may you help to elevate Botswana football.
No, thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate it, and yeah, it was good to be here.
So I want to about to